What is going on, guys? It is Michael from GPURisers.com, and today we are back in the bunker. Now, last video, we got all of our box walls set up. I went over a little bit about everything. Today we are not really building anything. I'm currently waiting on some more processors to come in. Specifically, I am using Intel G4400s. They seem like the best bang for your buck. I do run all of my rigs, my entire mining farm is ran on MinerStat OS. If it was on Windows, like our test bench is, I would prefer, an i3, maybe even an i5. However, because of the low intensity of the Linux distros, an i3, i5 is not very necessary. So I kind of wanted to go over some of the issues. First of all, the heat is fine in here. We're pulling around 5,000 watts, I want to say. And it feels the same with this or with not this. When you kind of get close to these, you can feel a little bit, but when you're standing kind of far away, and by far away I mean about 6 feet, you don't feel them at all. I do think the heat is going straight up and out, so I'm glad that's working for now. The AC is set to 78 in here majority of the time. I try to keep it at around 80, and it turns off and turns on throughout the day, throughout the night. However, like I said, the industrial AC that they had in here, and which we are adding more CFM to that, this coming week, it really rips this heat out right away as soon as it does kick on. So that is, really the only problem I was concerned about. This room is about 40 feet by 20 feet. And the heat can add up really quick. But for now, everything is fine and dandy. The one issue we are having is right over here, and that is our Helium miner. Now, we actually have 2 Helium miners. From my understanding, I've worked with Alan, who's he does the support here at GPURisers.com, but I've also been mining with him for as long as I can remember. He got his hands on 2 Helium miners. I believe they're called the rack hotspots. So we put one here, and he has another one up at his location, because the proof of coverage, I guess it's not good to have 2 of them too close to each other. But the one thing we didn't really think about is the reception inside of a bunker. So this rack miner or Helium miner is actually getting very bad reception in here, and the rewards are not what they should be. So I will likely try to maybe run an antenna wire out of here, possibly to the roof or out to like a window area. I'm really not sure what I'm gonna do with that here, but surprisingly it's not doing well in the bunker. So the other Helium miner that we have is located right by a window, and that one is doing fantastic. So we really need to move this one, maybe out there possibly, I'm not really sure, but we're gonna figure that out soon. But anyone out there that has a Helium miner, what are some of the troubles that you guys run into with these? Do you find it that, by a window, I would think that it's kind of obvious, that it would be getting better rewards. It would be able to connect to more other Helium miners easier by a window. But I honestly don't know enough about it, and I wish I did. I am going to be doing a in-depth review analysis of the Helium network and the Helium project, but according to Alan, these things are making a decent amount of money right now, so all he told me was just get it up and going. But if anyone has these Helium miners, any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. When it comes to a Helium miner, I really don't know what exactly I'm doing. I know it's on, I know it's getting rewards, I know it's not getting as much as it should be. Like I said, we're not really building anything today. I'm just kind of talking about what we're planning on doing. Every day we can't obviously build a rig. The cards are extremely hard to get. These took us months to accumulate. But what we are going to be doing, and like I said, I have some processors coming in throughout this next week. These 3090s I want to get on a single rig to slowly, expand. Every time I get a 3090, I can add it into that rig. I will probably do a 2-tier 12 GPU frame for these. Start with a 1600 watt power supply. I can add a 4th to that, and then I will add another 1600 watt as soon as we get a 5th one. These 6600 XTs, I do plan on putting in another frame just like this one. I have 4 of them left, and as I get them, I will just load them up like I did so with that one. And I do also plan on creating an NVIDIA test rig and a AMD test rig. And by test rig, what I mean is I am going to kind of be nesting cards in them until I can put those cards in a specific rig. So as you can see here, just for an example, well, the 3090s are going in their own, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3070 Ti's. It's likely I can get 7 of those in one rig. I have to run the numbers again. I do believe I can run 7 on 1600 watts. If not, I will be running 6. I have 2 other 3070 Ti rigs that have 6 cards each on those, and I'm thinking I can add a 7th. Like I said, I'm gonna run some numbers on that before I do that. But you can see here I have a 3060, I have a 3080 Ti, I have a 3080 LHR, and I'm going to be getting some random RTX cards coming in and out of the bunker. So the problem lies really, what do you do with these cards while you're waiting? If I'm planning on doing a 3060 rig build, I want to be utilizing this right away, but I also don't want to be taking a whole motherboard, processor, RAM, and power supply to do so. So I want to be able to have the 3060 sitting on a rig with the 3080 Ti and the 3080 LHR, and kind of have that as a NVIDIA, I said test rig before, but really what it is a, I would call it a holding rig maybe, until we are able to get more cards. And when it comes to AMD, I do believe I am going to try to get a hold of some 6700 XTs. I know they're not the best. I'm extremely happy with these 6600 XTs. Their hash per wattage is fantastic. If you didn't see the other video, they get about 32 mega hash at 72 watts. That is just great. If you double that, that's about 64 mega hash at about 140 watts. And a 3060 Ti or 3070 non-LHR gets around 62.5 mega hash at, I want to say, 125 watts. So these are actually very, very close to non-LHR cards, which of course non-LHR cards were just, are still great at mining. But the non-LHR cards are no longer made, and they're extremely expensive. I have a couple of them here on our box wall. I honestly don't know which ones are LHR, which ones are not. I do know a majority of these are non-LHR. When the 3000 series came out, I was kind of buying a good amount of non-LHR cards, or at that time it was just a 3060 Ti or 3070, and I think I got a good amount of 3070s for, I want to say, $800 each, 3060 Ti's for around $700. It was, relatively easy to get them. Not relatively easy retail, but, people would buy them and then they would try to flip them right away. And you could buy them for, $100 or $200 above MSRP. And, I'm very glad I did that, because since I've gotten those, they have already paid themselves off. So that is that. I will do kind of like a little build video on each one of these. Like I said, NVIDIA and AMD. As I get the cards in, they're kind of, like I said, be Frankenstein builds. They're going to, house different kinds of cards, which those will be kind of annoying to set up, but once you set them up, they're good to go. And so if I get, just say another 3080 Ti, or I get another 3080 LHR, then I can branch those off into its own rig and then start going from there. Like I said, I just don't want to waste a motherboard, CPU, RAM, and also a power supply on just 1 or 2 cards. So also just a quick update from over here. I know I said in the other video, we are getting the strobe light replaced. We are going to be putting another light up there. You can probably see our studio lighting kind of exploding over to this side. This again will be where our studio is. I still am looking for a table, or a, really a dining room table or conference table. I want it to be a big table so I can fit everything on it, but we are still looking for that. Until then, we will be doing these kinds of videos. I'm not sure when this video will be posted exactly. We are about, I want to say 2 or 3 days ahead of when these do post. However, I will be doing a business series a couple days after this. That's going to eat up probably a good amount of time. I kind of want to cover everything in that. The first thing I'm going to talk about is, incorporation, LLC, sole proprietorships, whether you need it, whether you don't need it. Also, how is the income tax? How is your mining proceeds that you mine on these rigs? How are you going to be taxed on that? And then there will be a whole video dedicated on deductions. That is my favorite topic. Deductions are, I think, the most important thing to take advantage of. Everything you see in this video right now is a deduction. I use all of it in my business. My business is my mining farm. I use all these graphics cards in my business. I use all these power supplies, this rack to hold them, these mining cases, those lights I didn't pay for, so not deducting that. All these cards that are new, Ethernet cords, deductions, deductions, deductions. So you are making money and you will be taxed on the money, but you're running a business, so you have to take advantage of those deductions to lower your income. That is how businesses expand, that is how businesses grow, and that is how mining operations should be ran so that you too can grow and expand. But in all of these videos, I don't know exactly everything to cover. I mean, they are very broad range of topics, you know, income deductions, incorporation, different types of incorporation, stuff like that. So what I really plan on doing is for each of those business videos, I am going to do a follow-up video, I want to say about a week after. And please drop comments down below in those videos. And in the second part of those videos, all I will be doing is answering your guys' questions regarding that topic. So the new year is coming up. It is important to take advantage of these tax deductions, these tax benefits, everything like that. Make sure you're keeping records of what you are buying, but you don't need to worry or panic or anything like that. Little sneak peek on everything. You do not need to be incorporated. You do not need to make a business. You do not need to pay anyone or any company anything to take advantage of tax benefits for running a crypto mining farm. Whether you have one rig with one card on it or two cards on it, whatever it may be, as long as you are intending to run this as a business, you could take advantage of the tax benefits that any business of any size does. So I just wanted to tell you guys that in this video. Do not worry. You do not need to go rush and go to LegalZoom and incorporate and make an LLC and get a registered agent, anything like that. But I will cover all of that in another video where I'm not walking up and down this aisle of rigs. So I look forward to doing those. I look forward really to the second part of those. You know, I love answering your guys' questions that you leave on the videos. And so, you know, like I said, the videos can't be super in depth on everything, but any question that you guys do have, please drop a comment on that video, whether it's, you know, about deductions, income, how it's taxed, whatever it may be, and we will be more than happy to answer that in the second part of that video. So now that I probably have gotten about 2,000 steps in filming this, I'm gonna call it a day. Hopefully we get these processors in soon, can keep loading our mining bunker up. So all of that said, I hope everyone watching this has a great rest of their day, and we will see you guys tomorrow.